everyone, this is Robin. I'm here with your NEPA shows coming up this week on Friday, November 18th.
Boom! Hello, and welcome to the Beyond the Break podcast. I am your host, and this is our today's co-host,
Robin.
And you see she's right there, which is weird. I think Johnny was saying he posted last week. He said it was weird. He was like, he couldn't figure out who to watch or which screen to watch when you were talking. How are you, Robin?
I am just as weirded out because I'm in the room with you and I'm not quite sure what screen to look at because I got my cell phone here. I got my laptop here. You're over there. I'm sure I'm going to be peeking over there. Confused, but really good about it.
Hey, what do you think of that little sizzle reel of our amazing sponsor, Kickstand?
Kickstand, I'll tell you what, as somebody who decided not to drink so much anymore, they have things that made me want to have their things.
Well,
they've got some good stuff.
Well, I know you don't drink, but anybody out there join me?
Ooh, solid crack this time.
Cheers.
Yeah. Invisible cheers.
What flavor does he have there?
Water shot.
This is the smashed raspberry Serrano.
Ooh, that ad was good that you made.
You like it?
Yeah, I think that. Congratulations, Robin, for making the big league. Robin for making the big leagues. I can see how visually confused you are about what camera to look at.
She's looking over here.
She's looking. I'm not in the room, Robin. All right. I'll say I love you. Bye bye.
So who do we have on today? Oh, by the way, wait, one sec.
Okay.
Should we sing happy birthday? We're now singing happy birthday.
Happy
birthday to you, Ben.
To you.
Hey,
There he is.
Ben,
Love
I hope
that.
you're enjoying your day off.
Yes.
So who do we got today?
Today we have director Rick Berry. Rick is an audiovisual creative entrepreneur from Massachusetts. He served previously as an audiovisual specialist in the United States Air Force, and he has since continued to improve his craft by achieving new production-related certifications and broadening his work experience. He's spent the last several years making independent short films, acting as director of video, director of photography, video editor, and much more. Rick has led numerous film teams for Boston's annual 48-hour film project, and he's the founder and director of LaBerry Entertainment in Massachusetts. Starts with an M. He has contributed to short films such as A Short Time Later and Romeo and Juliet, A Cautionary Tale, and he is directing the upcoming full feature film Nanticoke. Rick's sense of humor, urgency, and leadership on set make him a creative force to be reckoned with and inspired by.
Yay! Good job, Robin.
Thanks, and I can't wait to talk to him.
Yeah, me neither. So today, as usual, we do our let me back up a little bit. For those that don't know, right now, The Big Break is in its 4th season, and as we speak, we are right halfway through the 3-month period that we give our contestants to create their own DIY music video. They're not allowed to pay for it. They can get help otherwise. So with the podcast, we've been following a schedule to go with the 3 months that we give them. So last month was the first month. We went over pre-production all month. This month is production. Next month is post-production. And, like Robin said, we've got Rick Berry today. And we are going to show you our first music video of the day. And it's Old Kentucky Shark, Lucky. And this was the video they made for season 2. So.
galaxy. Yeah, I was born so unlucky. Whoa. And just the other day got Chinese food, and when I finished my portion, I opened up the cookie and read all about my coming good fortunes. Whoa. I'll admit I've been a stranger to luck, kid. Wanna write a song, play on these words. Fuck luck, give me something to work with. Whoa, whoa. Just the other day driving my car, and I was thinking I'd go far. Checking out the fuel gauges, said I wouldn't get far up of my weight. Whoa, whoa. But I did. 'Cause I'm lucky. I am so lucky. I am so lucky. I am so lucky. I am.
That was Old Kentucky Shark. They were the winners of season 2, and we are here with Rick Berry. How are you, man?
Hi, Rick.
Hey, how's everybody doing today?
Well, it's Thursday, right? Oh yeah, it's podcast day. Rick, man, thank you for coming on the show. Really, really good to have you. And I was wondering if we can just start off with a little bit of a background. Just kind of like tell us who you are and dreams, goals, aspirations.
Wow,
How much time you got?
Like I said, that's a kind of loaded thing there because you know, I've lived a few lives. I mean, I've between playing sports and military and this current thing that I'm doing now. And I started out as a photographer when I was still in middle school. I've been doing this one way, shape, or form my entire life. I have very few bucket list things, but I'm just enjoying the journey, man. I mean, I have sections of my life that I go, okay, this is what happened, and this is where I am now. And I always tell people when it's my turn to go, I go, well, I've done a few things, so I'm good. I'm good. So yeah, that's where I'm at now.
And you were in the Air Force, is that right?
Correction, that was Army, but yes.
Army.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I was in the Air Force. I thought we were gonna be,
I work for the Air Force. That's what I currently do. I work for the Air Force.
That's right. So you've got a lot of things going on right this second, including directing the movie that both Robin and I are working on, Nanticoke.
Yay.
How's that going? I mean, I know how it's going from my end. I want to know how it's going from the director's end, though.
Well, I'm going to say it like it. Everything is perfectly smooth. There is nothing. No, it's pre-production. It's I always say it like this. It is that whole journey that makes you appreciate it even more, because since this whole film has been going on, I've been living by the same motto. There are no problems, that's solutions we haven't come up with yet. And I've said that every time something say, well, we this or that, I go, hey, there's no problems, there's solutions I haven't come up yet. So I also like to think of me as a duck, where I'm going across that pond, but my little feet are going like this, but I have to keep that same kind of even keel. I think if people see me start to panic, they start to panic. So I just kind of keep it going. And I always look at it, and then y'all been there, y'all heard me say it. This is a team. We do this together. We all pull together. We make this happen. And at the end of the day, we look back and go, hey, that was a fun journey, wasn't it?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
For sure.
So, pre-production for a full feature, production on a full feature versus a music video, don't really differ that much, that's the scale about it. But I mean, the same rules apply when you're on set. And like I was saying, we've got all these bands out there that are working on their own music videos. And for a lot of them, it's their first time ever stepping on set. They, a few months ago, they would have never thought they'd be doing this. So like, what can they expect when they're on set? What kind of things should they watch out for or do, or any set etiquette that you want to know? These are, amateur filmmakers. So yeah, let's hear what you got.
Well, just in general, preparation is the way to go with it. Kind of get an idea of where you want this to go, and have fun with it, but you got to do a lot of prep. The prep is going to be the one that gets you through everything. If you have someone who's there, Robin, if you have someone who's there who can keep you on track of what's going on, it allows the director and anybody else to get it going. As far as when you're doing a feature film, and if you do it with people who've been around the industry, there's a shorthand. You start saying words, you start throwing things out. However, not everybody does that. So you just got to be cognizant of who's there. If you're there and y'all, whatever shorthand y'all have, if you use words that the industry doesn't use those. The whole thing is that y'all come together. It's before y'all go out there and start, one frame goes, before you shoot one frame, you sit there and you go, this is what it is. This is what we're going to work with, and make sure everybody's on the same sheet of music. If everybody's on that same sheet of music, then make it happen.
Oh yeah. So do you remember the first time you were on set? Your very first set?
Okay, my very first set, I was a PA, and I started hearing terms I've never heard before. And the first thing I ever heard was, and I held on to this when someone said, "Hey, go Hollywood that card," and I was like, "Huh?" And I had no idea what that was. And then I was sitting there like, sure. And I'm like running around going, what? And I had no idea. So it was trying to pick those things up, but still trying to look like I was cool enough to know what's going on. So I would go to people and go, hey, what the heck does he mean? And then of course they make jokes and everything else. Basically what it means is, instead of putting it on a stand, you hold it. That's pretty much it. He couldn't just said, hey, can you go hold the card and use the bounce card? No, he said, go Hollywood that bounce card. And I was just like, sure. So what I've learned is over time is when I come onto a set now, and I make sure that I ask people what they do know. And then sometimes you get caught up in it and you just start throwing it out there. And if I look at someone in that face, kind of, what is that? I try to explain it. But I was excited. And you know, that was the biggest thing. I was really excited about doing it for the first time. And then years later, I did my first short film, and I get to the place and no one knew anything about what was going on. I get to the place, I had 6 hours to put together a film that I had no idea about. So
It's the 6-hour film fest, huh?
so we
You gotta have a
put it
banana, a pineapple, and an envelope.
together. You know, I always like to think I'm prepared for a lot of stuff, but 6 hours and you do it. But
Right.
the first time I was on it was just, my heart was going. It was exciting, and I just didn't want to, and I didn't want to fail. And then somebody just pulled me aside and says, "Ask questions."
Mm-hmm. Nothing
I
wrong
went.
with asking questions.
And
Nothing
after that
wrong with it.
moment on, everything else has been perfect for me. I just ask. If I don't know it, I ask it.
Yep. That's the way it should be. You know, people like you were saying, you know, they get so caught up in not wanting to seem like the person that doesn't know, whether it be pride or embarrassment or whatever. And that's when like accidents happen. You know, that's when things go wrong. That's when things break. That's when people break. You know, so like it's okay not to know. Like you know, that's really important. Um so what's the first thing as a independent filmmaker? Let's say you're running your own small crew of your friends, you know, to shoot your own music video. Um, what would you imagine your first day on set to be like, and what would you do? You know, as far as building rapport with the team, or you know, anything like that.
Well, the first day on set, you always have to manage expectations. That's what I always tell people: manage expectations. So if you notice the first day on set, building that time to get to know what's going on, to have that time to sit and kind of go over some things, because it can be a bit daunting when you go on there for the first time and you going, whoa. And you know, you got to be prepared for what happens if this doesn't go. You can plan for the best things, and you can plan everything that's going to happen perfect, and you plan for it. But in the back of your mind, you always got to go, what happens if? You got to have that backup.
Right.
And just by having that conversation, that is the biggest thing. I cannot stress anything more. Conversation. If everyone is having that conversation, you can work a lot of things out, because everyone knows what's going on. Everyone has an idea what's going on. You may pick one person, like you may pick somebody like a Robin type person who keeps track of just kind of, you know, when you're shooting something, what are we on? What are we on? And you also allow people to be able to come up to you and say, hey, I think you might be wrong right now. Can we talk about this? You empower people to just to be able to come up to you and say, you know, there's an etiquette. You don't just come up there and say, hey, you screwed up, move.
Right.
No, there's a perfect etiquette, but none of us are perfect on that set. And it's so many moving parts. And y'all been there. There's so many moving parts, so many different things happening that you might forget something. But if you have someone who's doing continuity or something like that, and if they're afraid to come tell you because they're afraid that you might bite their head off, then you could wind up screwing that entire production up. But when someone's empowered to come up to you and go, hey, please and thank you, and tell you, you know, kind of tell you, are we going right in the right direction? That kind of, you know, there's checks and balances. And as a director, it makes my life that much easier because I know someone has my back.
Right. No, you're right. You know, allowing your crew members to have like what's the word I'm looking for? Like ownership, like they have ownership of it, like they're on the same team, you know, with the same goal. They'll you know, it's best for everybody, obviously. So Robin, you're awfully quiet over there.
I'm taking notes for upcoming productions.
Oh,
No, not actually, but listening very carefully. One question I did have in mind is, I'm sure you've been on countless sets, Is there an on-set pet peeve of yours?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Okay. And people who work with me know how I am. I am not the youngest person, so my brain doesn't always remember everything. I am very OCD about how stuff gets put away. Because
Yep.
if I generally have a vest. When I go out, I have a vest. In my vest, and I can tell you everything is where everything is in pockets. I can tell you where all mics are sitting. I can tell you what part of the mic is sitting in what part of the order. I can tell you. So when I everything is muscle memory to me.
Mhm.
So when I come back from a shoot, if I had to leave in a hurry, that's okay. But then I take that time to set it up. I find it very therapeutic for me to sit there and put everything back, because then I know if I have to do something in a hurry, I grab a bag or grab whatever I need to grab, and I know it's ready to go. So that is my biggest pet peeve, because when I tell people, hey, please put it back exactly where you got it, and I go to do it and I go to reach for it and I grab a camera bag or I grab a bag that have my sticks in it, these sticks I love, and I open it up and it's the wrong sticks in there.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I personally, people who don't know how to roll up a cable properly really, really aggravate me. And oh man, do you know that cable has memory? Cable has memory. You twist it wrong and let it sit for a while, it's gonna stay that way. It's gonna be all like wonky when you try to pull it out. You know, you gotta really take care of that stuff. So that's my thing. What about you, Robin? What's your thing?
I don't know if I really have a thing yet. That hurts. That hurts.
What the fuck was that?
John.
That was so mean.
I was just like,
up. He set you up and everything,
I
right?
love it.
I had my finger on the trigger.
Yeah,
dude.
he doesn't have that. He had to do that in preparation. Huh. And that.
Anyway, sorry about that.
Yeah, I don't have a pet peeve yet. I'm sure as time goes on, I'll develop enough. But for now, I love it.
Yeah. No, it's really cool. It's really cool.
I think maybe I don't know if I could consider it a pet peeve, but definitely one of the challenges is the demand of it and challenging myself to push longer days that maybe I'm not used to. So I guess that's a question for you, Rick. On long production set days, what do you do and how do you find a balance between taking that time for yourself and being able to go 100% when it comes time to be on set?
when I figure that out, I'll let you know.
I've heard a 5-minute meditation thrown around somewhere. I don't remember.
There you
if
go.
That was you.
So I do have some things, but once I'm really locked in, and well, let's say you were there. So when we were filming some things in April, I got so locked in and focused that I was forgetting to eat. And I appreciate everybody who kept saying, "Don't forget to eat, don't forget," because I don't realize it because adrenaline is going and my mind is going so fast, and it's like I'm already thinking 3 shots ahead. I'm looking at what's going on, and as soon as I say action, I'm so focused in on what's happening at that moment, looking at all the nuances. And as soon as I say cut, everything else that's outside for that brief moment of time that I was focused in on all comes rushing back to me. So now I'm thinking, did we get that shot? How much time do we have? So it's all those things you run through this checklist. Did we get the shot? How much time did it have? You start looking around. You start trying to map all that stuff out. Is this going to work? Did we get the shot the way it's going to fit for the next thing? And then you got all these things. But once I say action, as the actions happen, I'm focused. There is some time that I do take for myself. I usually take like a 5-minute meditation. I put my earpods in and I kind of do what I have to do. I do step away. But for the most part, once I'm on set, I'm so focused in. I'm like the circus ringleader here. There's so many things going on. I'm looking at people going, okay, they're owning that camera. So I see them and I look over and I can see somebody already doing something. And I'm sitting there going, okay, I wasn't expecting that shot, but I know how that shot's going to look up. And then I also got to remember, it's not just that. I'm also making sure that my AD is making sure that she got all that stuff going on. This person got all that stuff going on. All those things that I have going on. It's just one of those things. And when it's all over, I can feel it because my entire body just goes. The adrenaline starts starting to go, and then I go, okay, all right, I feel it. But my wife has always said I gotta find more balance. But if I didn't love this so much, I think I wouldn't give it as much. This is and I have this nice little tattoo. On it says,
oops.
It says create or die.
Yeah.
And
right.
I mean, that's literally how I live. So it's to me, it's but I do need people who's on set with me to remind me, hey, here's a power bar, here's some water, just to do that, keep me going. But it's a daunting task being a director. It's a fun task, but it's a daunting task because you have a full production and everyone who's involved with this is looking to you to make sure that we get this thing done together. I don't crack under the pressure. I enjoy it, but it is a daunting task.
Right. Are there any challenges that seem to come up regularly when it comes to production that maybe if somebody is newer to production, if say our contestants filming their music video, is there anything you'd caution them to keep in mind?
Well, it's testing all the gear first. Before you start shooting, just go out there and test the camera. Do it, because if you go to set and go, oh, I got all this great gear, and then all of a sudden you go do it, you may realize that you may be shooting at a wrong frame rate that you don't want to get. You may be shooting at so many different things, or you may not understand. You may shoot, say for instance, you shoot in like Camera Raw or something like that, and you may not have the software to edit it.
Mm-hmm.
And you may have shot all this beautiful stuff and then that, or you may be shooting at it. It's just so many different things that can go wrong. And if you prep ahead of time and you just okay, and you write these notes down, this is where we're at, you have a plan, and then you execute it. It's usually people who don't prep first and they go in and thinking, hey, this is what it is. And the other thing is, y'all know this, if you've been around a set, best laid plans, right? You just got to be flexible. You gotta have a backup. You got to either have it written down or in your mind, what happens if this doesn't, or we don't get this place, or this happens. Then you got to come up with a contingency plan. But whoever's running the ship has to keep a cool kind of, let's make this happen. And if it's a little overpowering, reach out, have people do it as a collective. Because I'm gonna bring up EL on this one. I couldn't figure out a shot. I could not figure out. We had to make an adjustment. I couldn't figure out a shot, and we sat there and we brainstormed everything. If I did it by myself, I would have not had anybody to bounce that off of. And as we were doing it back and forth, we were coming up, and the actor helped us solve it. He came up with an idea to help us solve it, and it was like, and that is the thing. You don't know everything. You don't always know everything. You may think you do, but sometimes you got to find that person to bounce ideas off of. And once you do, magic happens.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. You got a story for us of something that's just like, how did this unbelievable, crazy thing happen on set? Story.
Okay, so I've done the Boston 48-hour film festival.
Nice.
And this, when you do the 48-hour film festival, you can't pay anybody. Everyone comes in voluntarily. So as a result, some people just don't show up.
Mm-hmm.
So you plan all this stuff. You spend because you. Okay, if I'm real quick. If you don't know how the 48 hours works, the night before they give you a genre, names, they give you a whole bunch of stuff that you have to film, and then they go bye. So you spend the rest of the night trying to come up with ideas, kind of plan it out. The next morning you execute it, and then you export it, and you do it all within 48 hours from start to finish. But when you're planning it, you already get people ready, and then they go, oh, I can't do this, I can't do this. So now I'm sitting here. I don't have any people I need for this. The script that we wrote, we literally went, it just went out the door. I wrote a rough outline, and my grip, my gaffer, and a couple of the people who are actually just helping out with the film actually wound up going into it. And as I said, because we did it as a collective, because the script just went out the window, because we did it as a collective, it did pretty well. And it was a plot twist that just wasn't supposed to be a plot twist, but wound up being a plot twist. It was just really fun. It really pushes someone's imagination and creativity of how to make things happen.
It's funny you bring up the 48-hour film fest and like items and things like that. That you have to have in there. That's kind of where we got the idea for the music video thing for the contest, where they have to, they got to make their own music video. We give them 3 items that have to appear in there. Like this was last season's.
Keys is a red balloon, a fork, a lighter.
So actually, that was season 2. But yeah, so like. This way we know if they made it in the allotted time, and they weren't working on it before, and things just happen to time out right for them, just work out. So yeah, you've never met Johnny, have you, Rick?
Our host.
No.
So here's Robin throwing a dart at a banana on Johnny's head.
Please see this.
Last time we did our reveal shoot for season 4. All right, Johnny, you scared?
Mm-hmm.
You scared? Okay. What about you? You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, we're gonna do this on 3. Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Oh shit! You did it! Holy crap! She's good. She's a good shot.
That was also at the end of a long day of production.
Mhm.
So I'm glad
Yeah.
I hit the mark. I'll just say that.
I'm glad I bet he's glad too.
Mhm. So what's up with Nanticoke? Where are we at on it?
Tell us all.
Well, we in less than a month we're start principal photography. So we have we've already started shooting some scenes, getting some of the to try to help with the production schedule. I'm actually going to Pennsylvania next week, and I'll be there about 2 weeks before we actually start shooting to kind of get a better lay of the land and kind of do some of the things. We're in some really good pre-production. We've had some training going on. We've had all kinds of different things going on. There's been also some challenges we've had to overcome, some things that just like any other production, but we have a great executive team, and we have I think Michael Judkins, I believe he was on here. We have John, we have Karen, we have so many people who when something comes up, boom, we're all kind of doing it as a team, even though we're not in the same area. We're able to virtually do a lot of things. We're having shared drives by putting stuff here, there. So we've been moving along with it. I'm excited. I am so excited about this. This has been this film has been around for about 10 years. They've tried to do it a couple of times. We've had some issues with investors and those kind of things. But now we're at that point where it's just you know, my company is handling a lot of the production of it, the equipment and those kind of things. So I'm bringing all that thing. I brought a trailer down. I brought all the equipment that we can use for it. And we just we're really going to will this thing to happen. And I've been saying, if I have to act every last part, this film is being made. You know, we will make this film happen. And I found some surprises along the way. Some people who I met to you, people I've met, and I was really surprised. And I'm sorry to embarrass you, Robin, but you know, by the end of the day, I was calling you my Whoopi because I did not. I was like, before I said action, if I didn't look over and see you, I was like, oh, stop, wait, where's Robin? Where's Robin? Get over here. And I was like, where are we at? And you're like, please and thank you. And I'm like, all right, good girl, let's go. Come on.
If y'all could have seen the terror on my face the first 2 or 3 times he goes, where are we at? I'm like, we're here, I think. But I picked up. But yeah, it's
somewhere between page 1 and 98.
Well, see, I saw that when she came up to me the first time and actually said something to me and just came up to me and said, hey, are we supposed to be here? And I knew right then and there, I said, she had no problem. She just, and then if you'd have told me that was the first time or whatever, I was like, no, seasoned veteran here. You were just, you kept me calm because I could look at you and you look calm. And like I said, and when I got out there and I'm sitting there with EL and I'm just like, I have no idea because we had to change something. I have no idea how I'm going to fix this. And he looked at me, I looked at him, we kind of bounced some ideas off each other. And he was like, brother, let's do this. And he's like, I got the camera. And some of the shots that he got, and that's another thing when I was saying about empowering people. I knew I had to deal with camera A and cam B. I knew those shots had to get done. And I said, just go get me some stuff. And I wound up using a lot of stuff that because it was the angles I wasn't expecting. Mm-hmm. So when you empower people to do these kind of things, you get their best. Some of them may not be home runs, but you might be able to, at least you can see this person has something that potentially could help you down the line. And then they feel comfortable. My job is to make everyone feel as comfortable on the set as possible. If people are afraid to talk to me, then I'm doing something wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember some of the first sets that I was directing and producing back in the day. Like, I remember kicking my ass for not doing it this way or not doing it that way, and like, you know, we'd have actors that would come in and already be in makeup and sit there for hours waiting for their time to, you know, for their little like 2-minute clip, you know. And that was definitely some growing pains along the way, trying to figure out that timing, you know, because you don't want everybody there at the same time. You want to limit it. You want to separate it. You don't want to bring people in, you know, on several days if you can get them all at one day and then that's it. You know, they're done. You know, it's all about not just time management, but also managing your people and their sanity. Because I've also been on crews, you know, in the past where it's like, man, I'm sitting and I'm waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for the sound guy. It's always the sound guy. No offense to any sound guys out there, but Rick, do you like music? Do you go out to shows at all? I don't know what the music scene is like up there.
Oh my God. I used to, when my younger days, I used to be a photographer for bands, a lot of local bands. In fact, one of the early bands I went to go see, and I can't remember the name that used to go by, but it was a band in Pennsylvania. Let me see, what's the name of that band? Live? I think that was Live. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Ed Kowalczyk was dating a friend of mine's years ago. They went to York High School, so I got a chance to meet a lot of these guys. And I used to be the photographer. I used to go on shows and follow them. Eden Poets was another one. Jimmy's Chicken Shack. So I started traveling around, doing like a lot of those things that you're doing. Go out there and just see all these cool bands for the first time, and then see them start to develop. And that is, to me, one of the best things. There's a local scene here. There's a national scene here that we get around. There's a couple of bands here that, I mean, I live in the New Hampshire area. So when you think about it, it's just like sleepy New Hampshire. But there are some really cool bands here. And, you know, my friend group, as we call it, our family group, we go out to these different places and we go to these different places and see all these local bands. And every now and again, I'll say, hey, you know, I'll pass out a business card and just go out there and shoot a music video for them and help them out. Or just as a consultant, say, hey, listen, this is how y'all can do these things. And, you know, some early bands when they first starting out, and I know that it's hard for them. So I like, hey, you know what? I need to test out some equipment. Let me shoot a music video for you. And I just hand it off to them. Don't charge them. It's just like, here, go on, enjoy this. And that, you know, I think if people do that, it kind of builds, we build a little, I meet people, we get a nice rapport going, and you never know. If they become famous, who knows? They can say, hey, he helped me out. Other than that, I don't do it for that. I just do it because, you know, people need a break sometimes.
Hey, do they need a big break? That's what we're all about here, actually. I'm glad you said that. Support independent artists. We don't charge a single dime to any of the bands that we work with, and we're going to keep it that way. And they walk away with free stuff all the time. Free stuff.
For sure.
But the reason I was asking about shows is because here it seems like over the past few months, the music scene's just been like growing and really starting to just like
Blossom.
you know.
Yeah.
And Robin does this little video every week telling the public about any PA, Northeastern PA original bands playing for the rest of the week.
Hi, it's Robin with this week's original shows in Northeastern Pennsylvania. On Friday the 19th at Litsy's Lounge in Avoca, the 5th Big Break Takeover featuring Season 4 contestants Phased, Dead Hour, Stereotyped, Intoxication, and Spunday Morning. At the Keystone Stage in Oliphant, The Crates with sets from 4 supporting bands. At the Stonehouse in Carbondale, Winfield Gunner. At Anomaly Craft Brewing in Berwick, Springtown Ramblers. At Tapid Humboldt, Portland Frank. At the V-Spot in Scranton, Young Lion. On Saturday the 20th at Groove Brewing in Scranton, Mare and Meg, American Buffalo Ghost, and Bobby Barnett. At Stone Creek and Hunlock Creek, Justin Bravo and The Kind. At Embers Terrace in Mohegan Pocono, In Plains, Jay Luke. At Valley Country Club in Sugarloaf, Brett Alexander. At Angelo's in Dunmore, Jeremy Burke. At Finnegan's in Scranton, Spread Eagle. At the Keystone Stage in Oliphant, Gus the Savage with sets from 5 supporting bands. At Tapid Humboldt, Keystone Groove. At the River Street Jazz Cafe in Plains, Willie Jack and the Northern Light. On Sunday the 21st, at Breaker Brewing Outpost in Archbald, Dave Brown. At Riverview Winery in German, Ken Norton. On Wednesday the 24th, at the Stonehouse in Carbondale, the Dishonest Fiddlers. And at the Bog in Scranton, their new Live Music Wednesdays. On Thursday the 25th, at the V-Spot in Scranton, Gracie Jane Sinclair. If you want your show featured on the next episode, go to thebigbreak.org/podcast and click the Submit Your Show button. That's all for this week. Make sure to head to a show, spread the word, and support independent artists.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good job, Robin, as always.
Go
Yes.
see a show.
Hmm?
Go see a show.
Yeah, go
the
see
Takeover show.
go see our show this Friday.
Seriously.
Coming to you at Litsy's Lounge. We've got Phase, Stereotype, Dead Hour, Intoxication, and Spunday Morning. Doors open at 8 o'clock. First band goes up at 8. Goes till midnight. Oh, yeah. Free show. 21 and up. Drink responsibly. Wow.
Oh, you forgot. Be there or be square.
Oh, yeah.
Better than anything I could have done. Thank you.
You did.
Don't
Okay.
forget to try a kickstand there. We're going to have kickstands at all of the events too.
Yes. So these guys, they're pretty good, man. I like them. This is us going on our little tour over there. That was fun.
That was an excellent
Man, that
time.
place is huge, huh?
It was amazing. It was amazing. The venues that they have there, they
Oh,
have
yeah.
multiple different areas, bars, venues for live music. It's amazing.
Yeah. So you know, we go and we meet the CEO, and Ben and I are standing next to each other, and the CEO looks at us and he's like, "Whatever you see, just you want to just grab it, have it, right? Whatever."
Awesome, yeah.
So these two, me and this guy,
Ben.
man, we're like,
Birthday boy.
we walked out of there like with pockets full of booze, and like they gave us booze while we were there. And like, oh man, I was laughing so hard on the way back because I was.
Luckily, we had a responsible driver. Usually, I'm the responsible driver, but we did
That's
have a responsible
that's
driver.
questionable. That's questionable. I bet you he's gonna come in and be like, "Yeah, no, I'm a good."
I love that fucking line.
We had a great field trip that day.
It was
Moral of the
definitely
story.
great. It was
Thanks
definitely
again,
great.
Bald Birds and Kickstand.
Oh yeah, that was good. We I need to update this, but we've got some more shows coming up too.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We got a couple more takeovers. So this
Starting
is
this
number
Friday.
5. We got 5 more. We got a special metal night at 279 coming up too.
I don't want to fucking toot my own horn, but I will be at this Friday show. So if you wanted to come out to this one, this Friday show is going to be a good one. The takeover. It's going to be a good one. Dead Hour. Let's go.
Yep. I mean, there's so many good freaking bands this season.
Seriously.
It's crazy.
Yeah, go to our website and check them out. thebigbreak.org. There's a little link that says look at all our contestants. You can find their Instagrams, you can find their Facebook, on their Spotify, YouTube. Everything is there.
Hey, speaking of the microphone, Robin.
Thanks, Mom. I'm sorry. I wasn't
Thanks, Mom.
close enough to the microphone. Mom's always
So Rick, how can people get a hold of you, or do you sell merch? Do you have a website? You got anything that people can check out, or plug away, man?
Well, I'm local up here. As far as the website, I do a lot of commercial work. And I work with the Manchester, New Hampshire Chamber of Commerce, do a lot of commercial work up here. I'm really concentrating on filmmaking and moving away from more of the commercials. So after this film is made, it's got a lot of other things coming up. But right now I'm more concentrated on this. My wife is, not my wife, my son and my wife said, I need to have a bigger presence on social media. So I told my wife, if you think that, then you take over my social media and then you do it for me, because I personally have enough hard time trying to keep track of all the stuff I have to do. That is one of the hardest things to try to, what are you saying? And then, it's like, okay, then, because what happens if you get on there and you make one click onto a video 2 hours later.
Mm-hmm.
So I go, let me not do that,
So yeah, no, I feel that, because like I've been editing over the past few days. We did our first set of interviews for the contestants over the weekend, and I've been just like editing this intro, and I'm putting all of our sponsors on there and stuff, and like for the people who didn't see the very beginning, I'll just show it to you right now as I take a We dare you!
That's not something that
What?
Kickstand gave us. He made that.
LaBerry.
Oh, he wants a nice little.
Oh, and I'm also a graphic artist. So I created
Yeah.
graphic artist.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
that one.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So any words of wisdom you want to kind of leave our audience behind with?
Well, I mean, at now my age, because I'm a tad older, looking back, I'm like, you go for your goals, and then this is gonna sound cliche. This is definitely gonna sound cliche. Go for your goals, but what I have learned is be practical about how you go about it. Being a starving artist is great in theory. It's been great in theory,
It's
But-
exactly how it sounds.
Don't eat the PA.
Right.
God.
Yeah. But you know, it's just try to find the little wins. You know, I don't compete against anyone. I compete against me. So I did a film many years ago. I look at what I do now. When I first started out, I had no idea what 3D animation and graphics and everything else. Now I create 3D worlds and spaceships and everything through Unreal, and it's personal growth is what I measure my life on. Finances will come at some point, but personal growth throughout all that, if you can continue to grow and you continue to amaze yourself, that is the thing. I always say, I do something and go, holy shit, I did that. You know,
Every day I wake up.
right.
Holy
Sometimes I
shit.
amaze myself. So
It's a combination of holy shit and not again. Yeah. So, you know, kind of meet halfway there somewhere.
I take every failure as a success. Because if you make a failure and you just kind of dwell
you
on
didn't
it,
fail, you just learned how not to do it.
so that's why I said I can be as cliche as anyone. So
Cliche for a
it's
reason.
just
Let's be
it's
honest.
just how you adopt it into your life. I mean,
Right.
I mean, I took a pause. I have 4 children. They all grown now. So this is where I'm at in life. All my kids have grown and out the house. I don't have to worry about them. They're all successfully taken care of. So it's just my wife and myself. So basically all I do is go, hun, what are we doing? What do we got going on? And then I just kind of plug at it and do what I got to do. You know what I mean? So
Nice.
and just enjoy the ride, baby. Just enjoy the ride.
Yeah, I mean that's what we're doing. That's what
Yeah.
I'm doing. I mean,
Yeah.
if dude, everything we're doing, we're a nonprofit. You know, if I didn't love what I was doing, would I be doing it? No freaking way, man. There's so much that goes into all of it. You know, just nonstop, eat, drink, sleep, shit,
Maybe.
everything. You know, with everything else in mind, it's insane. But yeah, man. You know, thank you so much for coming to our show, and anybody out there watching, thank you so much for watching. Do us a favor, give us a like, a share, a love, some wait, hold on, let me find this right here. Go ahead and sponsor us. That would be really cool. It's all the way down there. You know, we love what we do, and we love you and each other. Yada yada.
More please and thanks for good measure.
Any more cliches? Should I add some? But yeah, no, that's that basically brings us to the end of the show. You have any last words, Rick?
This is more for Robin. Thank you for saying that, because now that's in everything I say now, because you said it so many times. So everything is please and thank you. And I was like,
Gotta have our manners.
yeah.
Yeah.
Get it done, but nicely.
Yep. Yep. You know, the only karaoke song that I really sing is "Psycho Killer" by Talking Heads, and they say, you know, I hate people when they're not polite, and
There we
yeah,
go.
dude, being polite is really, it's probably the cheapest thing you can do with the greatest reward, you know, for doing it. So, but yeah, that's it. Thank you much,
Yeah,
John.
thank you.
Robin, happy birthday, Ben.
Happy birthday, Ben.
And
What music video do we have here?
oh yeah, no, we do have a music video. We have Midhaven. This is their entry, also for season 2, called Judge and Jury. Peace.